Hey everyone, Adam Mitchell here, and this is a follow-up to lesson number 2 on my YouTube channel, Running a Dojo. Now, it's pretty interesting. I received a lot of emails about how I spoke about using recycled wood to add to the atmosphere and the training environment here at my traditional martial arts school. So what I wanted to do is take you through the foyer, the front area of my dojo, and talk a little bit about some applications of wood, how I got the wood, and how I'm using it. Because really all of this stuff was, well, it was actually free. And I think that you'll agree that what we did with it, with just a little bit of creativity, is we made something that looks pretty fantastic. This is the Gekkan, so this is the shoe shelf area, and we took this wood from a junk pile of an old barn that was being resided. So this is old barn wood, and this barn wood comes from New York, and it's about I gotta say it was about 100 to 120 years old. That's how old they said that the barn was, and this is from the original siding. The flooring here, if you'll notice that there's a step down from the slate floor, but this flooring here was from a dumpster at a job site that was throwing away flooring. This was the leftovers, and they only had a little bit left. And one of my students said, "Hey Sensei, I got some flooring, you need it?" And I said, "Yeah, bring it in," and I used it. This is from our old countertop from our last dojo. Now I gotta say, I spent for the countertops probably about $100 for each one of these sweet maple planks, and they're pretty thick and they're super heavy. And then down here we just use a chainsaw to get the stumps. And this is the foyer of our dojo. We don't have a big area for parents to sit because I don't really want my students here as an exhibit. And I'm not a big fan of the soccer moms and soccer dads, and I don't like construction going on from the back. So we're going to talk about that in a different lesson. As you can see here, I've got my bulletproof glass, and I used from the yield pile of my local mill, as I talked about in lesson 2. I used a lot of this strip as edge molding for inside the glass. And then here's another plank where my students actually came in one Sunday, and we carved Jisen Koburo Jinenkan on the plank and made a really cool sign right at the front entrance of the dojo. Again, this is a piece of recycled wood, and this is walnut. Here you can see I used a lacquer finish along this edging, and it really kind of creates a cool accent on the tinted glass as we look into the dojo. The stone here we used, we filled it in with this restaurant countertop lacquer, and what we tried to do is part of our martial art comes from an origin in Nagano, Japan, in the mountain area, so we tried to do a depiction of that in a kind of set in water. And then of course over here underneath our water fountain we used the same thing as well. This slate that's on the floor, this slate was actually purchased. We got about 8 boxes of slate from Home Depot. Also the racks, the coat racks, are from the barn wood. So from start to finish, I would say that my entire foyer here at my dojo cost me, I would say, somewhere under $200.